What's up guys, it's Steven Adams here, and not that New Zealand freak that plays basketball. I'm just your average 5'10" white boy. So you're wanting to do Barrows, huh? What even is Barrows? Barrows is a dangerous minigame that will be counted on your boss log. Barrows is made up of 6 brothers that lie in their tomb waiting for their next precious victim to try and rob from their tomb. Once all 6 brothers have been defeated, you will have a chance to get a piece of their equipment in a reward chest in the center of the crypt, which we will go over soon. In this section of the guide, we will talk about the brothers' set effects. Aram the Belighted's set effect has a 25% chance of lowering the enemy's strength by 5 levels repeatedly. Darok the Wretch's set effect will increase your max hit by 1% per every 1 hit point lost. Guthan the Infested's set effect has a 25% chance to heal for the damage inflicted on successful attacks. Carol's the Tainted's set effect has a 25% chance on successful hits to lower the player's agility level by 20%. Torag the Corrupted set effect has a 25% chance on successful attacks to lower the player's run energy by 20%. Varrock the Defiled set effect has a 25% chance of having a guaranteed hit regardless of your attack accuracy. In this section of the video, we'll be going over the drops and the loot that you can get. Once you've killed all 6 brothers and opened the chest in the center of the crypt, you will have a 1 in 17 chance of getting a Barrows piece. Your odds of getting a drop will be a lot higher if you do not kill all 6 of the brothers, so I highly recommend that you kill all 6 of them for the most profit. If you have the Moritania Hard Diary complete, you will get 50% more runes when looting the chest, and this will increase your profit per hour as well. Gearing for Barrows is pretty easy, as 4 out of the 6 brothers are weak to magic. I'd recommend having at least 50 magic and completion of the Underground Pass quest for the Ibin Staff, or 50 magic and 55 Slayer for Slayer Dart. If you don't have either of these 2 options, you can use the Fire Blast spell at 59 magic and that will work just fine. Take your best magic equipment that you can afford for a higher magic accuracy. If you can't afford anything like Aram's, Void or Mystic will be more than enough. I also highly suggest having 43 prayer or higher, this way you can use all of your protection prayers. When killing Arams, I suggest at least 61 range so you can have access to a rune crossbow and broad bolts. At 75 range, you can use a blowpipe with some cheap darts like adamant darts, and this will be more than enough for Arams. When killing Corils, you can either swap to your best melee weapon to kill them, or you could continue using your magic weapon of choice. I personally like to use a trident on them, as either type of trident will work just fine. Now that we've went over some of the gear that you can use, let's go over your inventory. For your inventory setup, I'd recommend bringing at least 2 to 3 prayer potions, your best melee weapon, best range weapon, range gear, a super combat potion, best food of your choice, and a 1-click teleport just in case you need to get out. And for the love of God, please do not forget your spade. For this video, I'll be using a house teleport tab since I have a portal nexus to get back to Barrows quickly. Let's talk about how to get to Barrows. On the screen there is a map with all the routes to get to Barrows. If you are using the non-teleportation methods, I'd suggest pausing the video now so you can follow along to the colored line of your chosen path. For this video, I will be going over the faster travel methods. The fastest method is to use the Barrows teleport spell from the Arceus spellbook, which requires 83 magic and at least 60% Arceus favor. Alternatively, you could buy a Barrows teleport tab off the Grand Exchange. And if you have the Moritania Hard Diary completed, you could teleport to Berg Durat with the Moritania 3 legs. I personally like to use a portal nexus in my maxed house and teleport to Barrows that way. Now that we have arrived at Barrows, let's discuss their layout. On the screen now is a picture of their layout with the respective brother's name over their tomb. If you are using RuneLight, it will show you the first letter of their name for their respective tomb. This is important to know as this will allow you to plan out your Barrows trip accordingly. As you may have noticed on my screen while fighting the Barrows brother, there has been a ghostly head to appear on my screen. When this happens, your prayer points will be drained. Keep an eye on this as you don't want to run out of prayer points when you're fighting certain brothers. Whenever doing Barrows, I like to kill the brothers in the order I think will pose the greatest threat to me without prayer points. I kill them in this order: Darok, Aram, Coril, Guthan, Torag, and Varrock. You don't always have to kill them in this order, this is just the order I personally prefer. Feel free to change this up however you like. Now we will go over their attacks. Darok's attacks will deal more damage as he loses health, so I suggest keeping your protection from melee on. He has a max hit of 57. Guthan has a max hit of 24 and a chance to heal that as well. Kirill has a max hit of 20 and is extremely accurate. I'd recommend keeping your protection from rage on, and he will drain your agility level as well. Torag has a max hit of 23 and will drain your run energy. Varak has a max hit of 23 as well and can hit through your protection prayers. You can pray against him if you'd like, but it doesn't help that much. And last but not least, Arams can hit a 20 on you and drain your strength level as well. Now we will talk about how to get into the crypt. Each Barrows run, there will be a brother chosen at random that will not be in his tomb. He will be in the crypt waiting for you, usually at the chest in the center when you open it. However, he can spawn at any point when you open a door. His empty tomb is how you're going to access the crypt. On the screen now is a picture of the crypt layout. Once you are in the crypt, your goal is to get to the chest in the center of the room. You will only have one path you can take to get to the only door that will open for you at the center of the room. You can right-click the doors in the center to narrow down which direction you need to go to find your door. Once you get to the center door, as described in the previous section, you will be tasked with completing a puzzle that is random every time you click the door. On the screen, I will show each puzzle and their respective answer. Try to be quick when selecting your answer because you could be interrupted by monsters attacking you and you'll have to click the door again to solve this puzzle. Now that we have discussed everything you need to know about Barrows, I'll do a Barrows run to demonstrate everything we covered in this video. And if you found this video helpful in any way, please comment, hit that like button, and subscribe for more future videos. Alright, now that I'm geared up, I'm going to teleport to my house, and then we're going to hit the portal nexus and we're going to start this Barrows trip. Remember, like I said earlier in the video, whenever you teleport here, please make sure that you remember to bring your spade, because if you don't have your spade, you're not going to be able to access the brothers at all. And then you're going to have to go back to your bank and grab a spade and take your method of choice back to getting the Barrows. So first I'm going to start with Darok, and then unfortunately he's my tunnel in this clip here. And so now I'm going to run over to Arams. We're going to burst him down pretty quickly. Alright, now that Arams is dead, we're going to run over to Kirill. You can use a melee weapon for him, but since I'm using Void Elite, I'm just going to use a trident on him. And I'll use a trident the rest of the way throughout this entire Barrows run. So Kirill did lower my agility level a little bit, but it's not too big of a deal. So next we're going to kill Guthan. We're going to pray melee on him. And with the current setup I'm using, you should be able to average about 5 to 6 minutes a trip. So you could probably get 10 to 12 trips per hour with the setup that I'm using if you're quick enough. And now we're going to head over to Torag. And some of you may not have the leftover prayer like I do in this clip. I'm also 90 prayer. And now the last one, we're going to run to Varak before we go to Darok and do our tunnel. Alright, now that Varak is dead, we're going to run over to the Darok mound, we're going to dig down to go in the tomb, and then we're going to enter our tunnel. And like I said earlier guys, there's only one correct path to get you to the center of the room. And unfortunately, mine's going to be the long path this time around. You can see my door on the eastern side. And if I have a Darrock tunnel, I like to always turn my protection for melee on, because I don't want to get cracked for that 57 that he can hit on you. Alright, Darrock's dead. I'm gonna loot the chest. And that's pretty much it, guys. So Barrows is pretty easy. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to speed run through it.